I analyzed hundreds of sparring sessions, and here is how sparring changes your body. I am Simon Borec, a med student, and today I'm showing you the 5 most shocking ways sparring permanently transforms fighters. Let's start with what you cannot see: microconcussions. This isn't just getting rocked, it's permanent neural damage. In our neurology rotation, we studied a former boxer's brain, and what I found shocked me. The toxic tau proteins were completely tangled, cutting off communication between neurons. Here is what's terrifying. This happens from light sparring too. Every time your head moves suddenly from impact, your brain bounces inside your skull like a pinball. Most fighters think they are fine because they are not getting knocked out. That's wrong. Dr. Mckee studied over 100 NFL players' brains. 99% had CTE. These guys weren't knockout artists. These were guys taking small hits for years.
That is shocking news. That is saying to me we have to address this disease. These are kids. They had no reason for their lives to end so early.
Now imagine fighters sparring 4 times a week. The worst part, your brain has no pain receptors. You cannot feel this happening. By the way, when you have a headache, is your meninges that hurt? Here's a test. Can you remember what you had for lunch 3 days ago? If you are struggling, that's your hippocampus, your brain's memory center, already showing damage. Fighters who have been sparring score lower on memory tests than non-fighters. By the way, this was already known in the 90s. And here is something crazy, or sad. Headgear doesn't help you.
And no matter how big and thick and protective that helmet is, it's not changing the movement of your brain.
So what's the fix? You can keep guessing with bro science, or you can use my med school knowledge to get the real edge. For a small group of serious fighters, I'm opening one-on-one coaching. This isn't a course. I work with you directly to fix your specific issues. Here is what you get: weekly calls with me, a custom plan for your injuries and your pain. I will give you clear steps to protect your most important asset, your brain. And to guarantee progress, I personally track your sleep, recovery, and other biometrics. I only take a few fighters at a time because I work with everyone directly. If you want me in your corner, the link is in the description. These YouTube videos will always be free, but I want to solve your real problems. Tell me what to film next in the form below. I build my content schedule directly from your requests. But for now, let me show you what happens to your joints. Last week I saw a 20-year-old fighter's knee MRI. His cartilage looked like a Swiss cheese. Because cartilage doesn't heal like muscle. Every takedown, every scramble creates micro tears that accumulate into one huge ligament tear. I've seen fighters with worse joint damage at 25 than 60-year-old patients. Your body is literally aging fast forward with sparring. Your spine takes the worst beating. Every time you get taken down, compressed or twisted, your spinal discs get squeezed like jelly donuts. The outer ring, called the annulus fibrosus, develops tiny cracks. And here is what shocked me. To fix such spine issue, you need constructional material to fix it. Your shoulders are next. The repeated arm drags, underhooks, and posting during sprawls create something called slap tears. Superior labrum anterior to posterior tears. The labrum is like duct tape holding your shoulder together. Jiří Procházka, my favorite guy, needed shoulder surgery at 29 because he never let those micro tears heal.
The doctor literally said, in all the years at the UFC, this is the worst shoulder injury we've ever seen.
There's one more thing nobody talks about. Your hands. Not just broken bones, but the tiny joints in your fingers get destroyed. Repeated gripping and striking creates arthritis in joints you didn't even know existed. Some fighters cannot make a fist anymore. Each sparring session adds more damage to already weakened tissue. Section 3, and here is where it gets weird. Sparring actually makes your bones stronger, but not in the way you might think. Your bones get denser from repeated impact. Your knuckles, shins, even your skull get thicker. It sounds good, right? But here's the problem. Thicker skull bones mean less shock absorption, but more force transfers directly to your brain. It's like upgrading to a harder helmet, but forgetting about the brain inside. It's great for protection, however terrible for the brain getting rattled around inside. But here's the trade-off. Denser bones are more brittle. A 30-year-old fighter's hands bones have the same fracture risk as 55-year-olds. The repeated microfractures create weak points through the bone structure. Your shin develops what we call peristyle reaction. The bone literally grows extra layer of calcium to protect itself. It's like your skeleton wearing body armor. A special case in the field of bone density is the tibia of Muay Thai fighters. The fourth change will shock you. Sparring completely hijacks your hormones. During hard sparring, cortisol spikes to levels we see in trauma patients. Your body thinks it's dying. This isn't just during the session, elevated cortisol stay high for 3 days. Chronic high cortisol destroys testosterone. Your T levels drop by 40%. It also kills muscle growth and suppresses your immune system. That's like aging 10 years hormonally. But it gets just worse. Cortisol directly attacks your muscle tissue. While you think you are getting stronger from sparring, you're actually breaking down muscle faster than you can build it. Growth hormone production gets obliterated. During deep sleep, your pituitary gland releases growth hormone to repair damage, but sparring-induced cortisol blocks this process. Therefore, fighters get stuck in a cycle. They need growth hormone to recover from sparring, but chronic sparring prevents growth hormone release. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. The fifth change is the most dangerous. Sparring becomes addictive. Hard sparring floods your brain with adrenaline and endorphins. It's like a drug high. Fighters get addicted to this feeling and need harder sparring to get the same rush. This is why you see guys who just cannot help themselves. They go hard every session, even when they know better. And this may be your case. Your brain is chemically addicted to the damage. As with any other addictive substance, repeated adrenaline spikes desensitize your dopamine receptors. You need more and more stimulus to feel normal. I studied brain scans from adrenaline junkies, skydivers, fighters, and stunt performers. Their dopamine receptors look like a QR code. Normal activities couldn't trigger pleasure responses anymore. This creates a vicious cycle. Fighters become depressed between training sessions because nothing else stimulates their reward system. So they train harder and more frequently to feel normal. Your pain tolerance skyrockets, but not in a good way. You stop feeling injuries that would sideline normal people. And once you feel them, it's usually too late. That's another reason why I'm building a healthy fighter community. One day I would love to test pain sensitivity in 50 fighters versus 50 non-fighters. My theory is fighters would rate 8 out of 10 pain as mild discomfort. This might sound tough, but it's dangerous. You cannot tell when you are seriously injured. So one day expect 50 fighters versus 50 non-fighters. Frankly, the most addictive part is the ego boost. During hard sparring, your brain releases norepinephrine, the I am badass chemical. This creates psychological dependence on proven toughness. Fighters often tie their self-worth to how much punishment they can take. They equate backing down from hard sparring with weakness, even when it's smart choice. This is a stigma I would like to fight as well. And hey, this self-worth view transfers into everyday life. Here is me hanging by one hand on a bridge. Why? Because I just wanted to see how badass I can be. Look, I'm not saying don't spar ever again, but once you understand what it does to your body, everything changes. If you want a guide on how to spar smart, join and book a call with me.